everybody, are you ready to do some cooking? I've always wanted to have a cooking show on the Food Network, so you guys will be my first audience. If you have an apron, this would be a good time to put it on. If you have a chef's hat, this would be a good time to put it on, because we're ready to get started. Before we begin, there's some things we need to do for prep. There's always some prep work to do for cooking. Hello, Patch. Okay, first we're going to go over to the oven, and we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. That's really hot, 350 degrees. So the oven is preheating, and while that's happening, I'm going to show you what we're going to do over here. I have all of our ingredients out. You can look at the table and see our ingredients. We have our crackers, we have our chocolate chips and our brown sugar and our butter, and then our toppings, pretzels, peanuts, raisins, M&Ms, all the best things, okay? So the first thing we need to do to get prepped is we need to put our crackers on the cookie sheet. Now this cookie sheet is a little bit bigger than a standard cookie sheet. It's actually a jelly roll pan. So 40 crackers will fit on this pan. If your cookie sheet is a little bit smaller, you might have to break some crackers at the end because you don't want to have any blank spaces. I'll show you what I mean. You ready to do some counting? Okay, we're going to count crackers. And I have two puppies are hoping that I drop some crackers on the floor. Okay, so we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swimming in our little pool. Okay, so we're all done with the crackers. And Riley wants to eat one, but that's not going to happen because then you'll be listening to him crunching. Crunching cameraman. Okay, now come on over here because now we're getting ready to do the first layer of our snack treat. This is going to involve some work on the stove. So you're definitely going to need mom or dad or a grown-up's help. The first thing we're going to put in is our brown sugar. And we need 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. This is 1/4 cup. This is a full cup. This is a whole cup, 1 whole cup. This is just 1/4 of the size. I can fill this cup with 4 of these cups. 1, 2, 3, 4 to make a full cup. But we don't need a full cup of brown sugar. We only need 3/4 cups. So, open this up, and we're going to do 1 scoop. I'm going to squish it down, because that's the neat thing about brown sugar. First of all, what makes it different than regular sugar? It's brown. Second thing that makes it different is it's really squishy, and it looks like sand. So we're going to take 1 plop, 2 plop of butter. This doesn't work with margarine, it has to be butter. Now, how do I measure butter in my 1/4 cup? That's not going to work. Well, with butter on the side, you can see there are little slash marks. And those are tablespoons, but you can also see, tell me if you see up close, where it says 1/4 cup at this line.
It's kind of blurry.
Okay, at this line. So we're going to cut. We're going to cut that at the 1/4 mark. Down here. So that's 1/4. Unwrap it. Drop it in. Another 1/4. Unwrap it. Drop it in. And we need 1 more 1/4. So we have to just cut another stick of butter in half. Okay. So that's 3/4 of a cup of butter. Now, if you look at our pot, you can see 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup of butter. Now, this is the part where we have to move over to the stove. stove, and this is going to get hot. So you're going to need mom or dad to help you with this. But if you want to pull over a chair and stand next to them while they do it, maybe you can help stir, but from a distance. We don't want anyone to get burned. Over here. We're going to turn on our stove, and we're going to let that all melt and get bubbly melty together. And we'll stir it as it melts. Okay, now I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll come right back when this is where we want it. Be right back.
It's bubbling up real nice. If we get it going too much, it'll burn. So when the bubbles are all across the top, which it looks to me like they are, very good. We can take our hot, bubbly sugar and butter right over to our... You can help with. If you don't touch the sugar, you be real careful. We're going to take our spatula and we're going to spread this sugar mixture all over the crackers. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, we're going to spread it all over. We want to cover all the crackers. 2 crackers that are standing up there. Okay, well, we want them laying down flat, but that's okay. It just means that it won't be super, super smooth when they're done, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect, right? Okay, so we're going to take this pan, or mom and dad can help you with this too. We're going to take this pan, we're going to put it in the oven. Super, super hot. Now, it's going to cook in there in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. I usually go for the whole 12 minutes. Okay, while that's happening, we're going to come get our toppings ready. Oh, I left the doors open. Don't like that. There, it's ready. Now, we don't want to put gigantic pretzels on our snacks because they'll be too hard to cut and it'll make eating them not as easy because they'll have big chunks. So we're going to put some pretzels. This is how I'm getting mine ready. If you have pretzel sticks or pretzel twists or whatever, that's fine, but you're still going to need to break them up. Okay, whatever kind of pretzels you have. So we're going to put them into a bag, and then we're going to have a little fun giving them a stick. And like dance while we do this. And Pat wants some, but he can't have it. Now we don't want pretzel dust. We just want broken up pretzel pieces. Don't smash it too much. Okay? We just want it to turn into pretzel pieces. So even if you have to get in there and use your fingers, we don't want to smash it so much that it turns into dust. We just want the pieces small. Okay? Okay. There's our pretzel pieces. Now we want to do the same thing with our peanuts, or your walnuts, or your almonds, or your cashews, or if you don't like nuts, you don't have to use any nuts at all. But again, we don't want the peanuts to be whole. We want them to just be pieces.
No, we want them whole.
We
love whole peanuts.
Yeah, Riley votes for whole peanuts. But he doesn't understand. If they're whole, they'll fall off the snacks, and we need them to hang on tight. So again, we're just breaking them, not turning them into peanut dust or peanut butter. Okay, we're just making them into broken pieces of peanut.
Mom, you're making dust.
Okay, so now we have our broken up pieces of peanuts. Now, the raisins, don't need to break those up. They're already raised. And the M&Ms, we don't need to break those up either. So what we're going to do is grab a bowl, a nice big bowl, and we're going to put our toppings into the bowl. Pretzels, peanuts, raisins. Raisins are sticky, so we have to break them apart. They get a little bit sticky to each other. Okay, so we'll put our raisins in. That's Riley's favorite part, is the raisins.
good for you. So, you have to have something good for you on this snack. Otherwise, it's just all junk food. But junk food isn't all bad all the time. A little treat is fun sometimes. Okay, then we're going to put in a few scoops. Maybe 1.5 scoops of M&M. Now these are the mini M&Ms. You can see they're the little tiny ones, not the regular size. Okay, so we're going to mix up our toppings. And yes, I'm getting my hands in them, but I didn't show you, but I did wash my hands really well before we got started. You don't want to stick your hands in this if they're dirty. Okay. Stir, stir, stir. Get them all nice and mixed up. See a few pretzels I need to break up. Still, okay, real hands-on cooking here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to stop the video in just a second because we still have 8 minutes. So to get ready for that coming out of the oven, you're going to need pot holders and mom or dad to do this. Okay, so we took our crackers out of the oven and the sugar was all bubbly and brown. And then we topped it with our chocolate chips. If you want to get a good picture of that, Riley. It is nice and hot. I put on about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. Now I'm leaving it on the stove here so because it's kind of staying in this warm zone so that those chocolate chips are getting good and melty. Okay, we're going to let them just sit there for a minute so they can get good and melty. And then we're going to get our handy dandy spatula again. And when they seem like they're ready, we're going to spread that chocolate nice and slowly all around. So that we're going to cover all of those crackers and all that buttery, all of that buttery, sugary goodness over each cracker. Okay, for it to be, to add our toppings. Okay, all right, as much as I want to lick that, that wouldn't be a good idea because it's really hot. All right, we're going to take our pot holders and move this over to our table. And my cat dog is take our toppings, which you can see are all mixed up in this bowl, and we're just going to sprinkle them all with that. And while that chocolate is warm and melty, it's going to let all those toppings stick. Wouldn't it be great if glue was on? Now comes the really, really hard part. We have to wait. We're going to tap these goodies down into the refrigerator. Or if it's nice and cool out in the garage, you can put it out in the garage or, someplace cool so it cools down and it gets nice and solid. Okay? So this is going to go in the fridge. And I would say maybe for an hour or maybe 2, put it in the refrigerator. And then I'll show you what you do when it's nice and cool. Okay, boys and girls, so when that tray came out of the refrigerator, it was a big, long slab. And what you do is you start to cut it, but cutting it isn't easy. So you kind of take your knife underneath and you break it. And it comes out looking like this yummy goodness. Okay, I don't want to touch all of them. But I keep mine in this little covered jar. I like to keep mine in the fridge because I like it nice and cool. But, of course, I have to keep some out in a bowl on the table for when the kids are all done their schoolwork and they've finished everything they're supposed to do today. And before dinner or after dinner, depending on how the day goes, they can grab a little snack from the bowl. And these will go back into the fridge to save for another day. I hope you enjoyed making that fun snack. I enjoyed showing you one of my favorite recipes. And next week, we'll try something that is no bake. We're going to do something that will require no hot stuff, no oven. Got it? Good. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow morning at announcements. Bye-bye.